Hi, I'm here today to talk about my capstone, our senior project, the cultural and scientific reasoning behind attraction and beauty, and its larger impacts on society. This will be a video essay, and I will be reading my roughly 20-page paper that I have already completed on this topic. At the end, I will put the Works Cited page, and while I'm talking, I will give you the citations on screen, as well as pictures to go along with my thoughts. Beauty is seen everywhere. In advertisements, art, and in the people you love. And it is glanced over every day. But do you ever stop to question it? What is the role of biology and culture in forming a person's definition or perception of beauty? How does beauty or attractiveness give people advantages in society? Beauty gives some people power and status. When we create a deeper understanding of beauty, we create a deeper understanding of the world around us. Advertisers know this. Advertisers know that beauty helps sell products like this. Modeling industry supplies advertisers with the images of beauty that have been proven effective in selling products. This paper, or this video essay, reflects on the roles of science and culture in beauty and advertising and how they affect society. My first subtopic is what makes people attractive culturally and scientifically. Beauty has existed since the beginning of history. Humans have the ability to recognize and appreciate beauty, but it can be difficult to identify what exactly makes something beautiful. Today, we are exposed to more visual media than ever, which leads to rapidly changing norms of beauty in popular culture. Some recognizable types of female beauty have emerged in both traditional culture and post-global culture. Recognizable figures such as the supermodel seen on the runways of Paris or the covers of magazines and supermarkets loom large in the definition of women's beauty. With the rise of global culture, Generation Z has grown an interest in the science and history behind beauty, researching anything they can do to improve their appearance or tirelessly following the countless glow-up guides and looks-maxing content that has flooded the internet, much like this might become. The research shows that scientifically, what sets the attractive apart from the average is very minuscule and specific. Some researchers have observed 3 facial features found attractive across an array of cultures: sexual dimorphism, averageness, and symmetry. In addition, some researchers have examined the effect of several non-facial bodily features on attractiveness, most notably female hip-to-waist ratio and male body type. There have been some evidence pertaining to whether women's facial femininity and attractiveness are associated with health, which varies. According to Kingstead, Stephen W., and Glenn J. Scheid, previous research has found associations between facial attractiveness and a correlative absence of past health problems and longevity, respectively. Other findings have reported no association between rated facial femininity in adolescence and actual health records, whereas Gangstead found in a prior 2005 study that facial femininity measured from digital photographs have predicted recent history of respiratory infections and antibiotic use. Body symmetry, which grouped across fingers, wrists, ears, elbows, etc., measures developmental stability, a lack of disruptions due to during development due to infection, mutations, and other stresses. Additional previous research reported that women with greater body symmetry are perceived to have more feminine faces. Gangstead and Thornhill in 2003 found no association. Other significantly methodologically weak theories of attractiveness posit that faces that are symmetrical or that include large facial features, e.g., large eyes and lips for females, are the most attractive. These theories, unlike averageness, are neither necessary nor sufficient to explain attractiveness. Anthropology. Beauty standards are very culturally important, and the location of these research studies affects the outcomes of these results. For example, Kungsan Bushmen with wide chins and muscular bodies have proportionately high reproductive success. But contrasting evidence found that women in both Britain and Sri Lanka prefer lean, muscular, mesomorphic body types most, followed by average, then skinny body types. Heavy, endomorphic body types are least preferred. The Kungsan Bushmen live a hunter-gatherer style culture, so an athletic, strong figure is more beautiful and useful, while Britain and Sri Lanka are more industrialized nations with connections to the British Empire, meaning there's less prominence and need for physically fit individuals. The proximity to Western culture is also an important cultural difference between those cultures, often because those cultures often have very different standards to our own beauty standards. I live in America. And often have very different accompanying reasons. For example, highly attractive women's faces are more feminine than average. This finding has been replicated to a wide variety of cultures. United Kingdom, Japan, Russia, including traditional South American groups with little to no exposure to Western beauty standards. This research shows us that this beauty standard could have a deeper evolutionary reasoning and not just a result of industrialized Western beauty standards. Our beauty traits are often a result of evolutionary need or reproductive importance. So, understanding these reasonings can give us clarity as to why these things are seen as beautiful or important. One of these traits with an evolutionary need was facial symmetry and clear skin. This preference is not merely because composite faces are symmetric and have unblemished skin. People find average face shapes and morphology attractive. Scientists and anthropologists are unsure of the importance of facial symmetry as an evolutionary trait, but it is clear that it is a result of evolutionary history and importance. The research so far has focused majorly on androgynous features men and women both share, because both men and women are attracted to a variety of features. different features may signal the same underlying beneficiary trait or quality. Each of a different features may signal the same underlying beneficiary trait or quality, each a vague indicator of it. Instead, multiple preferences may have evolved because different traits signal different preferred qualities, or resulted from unique sensory biases. Although the former viewpoint might suggest that all preferred features should co-evolve. In fact, positive, negative, or zero correlations between multiple indicators of the same trait may evolve. Considering this previous question, answers to this question could require an understanding of the precise fitness correlation and underlying developmental and proximate influences of preferred traits. But what is different? But what are the differences between straight women and men who find the beauty in the opposite sex's features? Scientists found that there are some evolutionary sex-specific traits that differ and affect sexual dimorphism, like the fact that, on average, men's chins are longer and broader than women's, or that development of the brow ridge renders men's eyes smaller relative to total face size and narrower than women's. Women's cheekbones are more gracile and their lips fuller. During adolescence, testosterone promotes growth of the lower face. Estrogen may cap the bone's growth during puberty, contributing to sexual dimorphism as well. But not only is there a difference in features, but there's also a difference in standards. One standard straight men are known for is a preference for traits associated with the extreme youth in their partners. These traits are often a hairless body, shaved women, short stature, higher voices, clear skin, small, thin frames, big eyes, etc. All of these traits children possess and have been seen in mainstream standards for women. Research into that theory is marginally true, but is so deeply ingrained that the majority of women live by these standards. For example, the Annual Review of Anthropology journal found in The Evolution of Human Physical Attractiveness that body hair removal by women in many societies is so widespread that it goes unnoticed, unless this widespread behavior is broken. A survey of college-age female Australian students showed that over 99% of students in the sample had shaved their leg or underarm hair at some point, and about 92% of the entire sample, including high school students, regularly shaved their legs and or underarm hair. The number one reason given by college students was, it makes me feel attractive. And among high school students, body hair is ugly. This is a historically novel position, at least among people of European descent, as most of this sample was. But clearly, the idea has gained great popularity. The integration of this standard of women removing body hair began in the earliest 20th century because safety razor companies wanted to expand their market. So they did, by promoting the idea that body hair on women is inherently masculine and indelicate, as well as unhygienic. This campaign was so popular because at the time, the new fashion was sleeveless tops and short dresses, meaning that the legs and armpits of American women were now visible in social situations. Shaving is not the only habitual behavior women do to achieve these futile standards of youth. Other extreme measures some women go through include plastic surgery and its less extreme counterpart, makeup. Cosmetic correction has a long history. The Evolution of Human Physical Attractiveness, the annual review of Anthropology journal, finds that extracts from the toxic plant commonly referred to as deadly nightshade were first used for pupil dilation to enhance the appearance of the eyes over 2,000 years ago. Today, botulinum toxin, or Botox, is used for a number of cosmetic purposes, including lifting the eyelids. Blepharoplasty, or eyelid surgery, is the third most popular cosmetic surgery in the United States. Slightly less popular, but ever so routine, procedures include rhinoplasty, or nose job, and collagen lip injections. To some extent, a more youthful facial appearance can be achieved through makeup, but over 1 million cosmetic surgeries were performed in the United States this year, and the number is expected to rise in the coming decades. As previously discussed, there's a prominent theory that straight men are known for a preference for traits associated with extreme youth in their partners, otherwise known as babiness. The reasoning states that facial femininity reflects babiness, preferred due to sensory bias. An early theory is that feminine features such as large eyes and a small chin reflect babiness, which is noted in the studies by Cunningham in 1986, Johnston and Franklin in 1993, and Jones in 1995. People may be disposed to respond to babies with care, and hence be attracted to baby-like features. Ancestral females who exploited this preference may have been advantaged over those who didn't, driving the sexual dimorphism itself. Others, such as Grammer and Atzwanger, disagree with this theory and claim that some attractive feminine features are not baby-like. Babies have puffy, protruding cheeks, whereas men find gracile, high cheekbones attractive in women's faces. Second, as pure sensory preference and aesthetic traits develop to be more extreme or exaggerated, healthier individuals can afford to maintain those extreme traits. Hence, it has become correlated with quality. The validity of the assertion is besides the point, as it prompts consideration of the idea that if the boundary between innocence and impurity, child and adult, become blurred in both cases. John Bennett Ramsey was a 6-year-old pageant girl found strangled in her wealthy family's home, December 26, 1997. Her case became a central focus for the press, in part because her status as an upper-class white child who consistently received more press than others, but also because it defied all previous societal standards and stereotypes of this crime's circumstances. This case shattered the stereotype that the main threat to innocence lies outside of the family, in the image of the sexual pervert. In John Bennett's case, the one sexualizing her was her parents and society as a whole. This murder also changed society's assumption that privileged families are immune to accusations of child abuse or neglect. John Bennett's notoriety as an object of public fascination revealed a dark and seamy element in the culture. With the rise of teenage models and celebrities in mainstream media, and the rising popularity of beauty pageants and teenage influencers, their innocence itself is on the line, according to Nymphette Fantasies, Child Beauty Pageants, and the Politics of Innocence by Henry A. Giroux. Innocence also mystifies the sexualization and commodification of young girls who are being taught to identify themselves through the pleasures and desires of the adult gaze. The child becomes the principal incitement to adult desire, but the pedagogical and commercial practices at work in such a construction remain unexamined because they take place within acceptable cultural forms, such as child beauty pageants. When beauty standards shift towards youth, the youth catches on shortly after, and we run into a societal problem of teens and children adultifying themselves to fit the beauty standards, and grown women infantilizing themselves to fit those same beauty standards. But where does this beauty standard emerge from? Beauty is derived from its original Latin word, bellus, which means pleasant or pretty. Beauty ideals have stood the test of time and have applied to areas like nature or architecture, as well as the human body's physical attractiveness. The ancient Greek scholar Plotinus defined beauty, recognized by the eye, as the symmetry of parts towards each other and towards a whole. The celebration of symmetry in beauty has existed for thousands of years before the Greeks, however. One of the earliest examples of distinguished symmetrical beauty is the sculpture of Nefertiti, wife of Egyptian pharaoh Akhetatum in the 14th century BCE. Nefertiti's statue is considered beautiful both by ancient and modern beauty standards, supporting scholarly arguments for a universal standard of beauty. Every era in society has some sort of beauty standard, often varying greatly, from the ancient Greeks' full-figured statues of Aphrodite, the goddess of love, beauty, and war, to the boyish figures of the American flappers in the 20s. The spectrum of bodies that exist have all been represented as the beauty standard at one point or another. Beauty culture is dictated by popular opinion, and as shown above, usually focuses on certain features. All of these beauty standards are different, but focus primarily on features such as facial symmetry and low body weight, some of which may be rooted in evolutionary biology. In modern society, mainstream media plays a prominent role in what is considered beautiful. Factors that influence the culture of beauty include television, films, social media, and advertisements. Mainstream ideals of beauty are bound both by the history of beauty itself and the use of cosmetics throughout history. As with other forms of beauty, there is a close link between body image and the media. By the 21st century, mainstream Western culture largely considered slender bodies exemplary of beauty for women, while the ideal for men ranged from lean to hypermuscular. Images of runway and print models promoted these attitudes, as did film and television. As a result, diet and fitness became an important part of the culture of beauty. A new industry rose alongside cosmetics, marketing itself as a component of extended youth and beauty. The diet and fitness business prospered as people sought optimum health and physical attractiveness. One beauty standard mainstream media continues to misunderstand is what straight women like in men. Most might suspect that just as men find feminine faces attractive, women might be attracted to masculine faces. In fact, no clear preference exists. Research at the Annual Review of Anthropology journal says that studies have found a female preference for somewhat masculine faces, preference for feminine faces, and no systematic preference either way. Male facial masculinity nonetheless co-varies with certain desired male traits. Across a variety of cultures, men with masculine faces are perceived to be, and probably are, socially dominant. Kungsan Bushmen with broad chins and robust bodies have relatively high reproductive success. It has been speculated that women's attraction to masculinity of someone might correlate with their varying needs during their menstrual cycle. The face that women most prefer when close to ovulation is more masculine than the more feminine face preferred when they are in their luteal phase. Penton Vogt, in the article Menstrual Cycles Alter Face Preference, speculated that women face a trade-off. Although more dominant and possibly more athletic, masculine faces may be less willing to invest exclusively in partners and help care for children. As the study anticipated, men with feminine faces are perceived to be warmer, more charming, and tell the truth more than men with masculine faces. This article suspects that there are several potential benefits that could explain these preferences. Physical protection, food resources, and positive benefits of male status, as well as an indirect genetic benefit to offspring. Women particularly prefer muscularity in men as short-term, as opposed to long-term partners. Psychological. I will give a warning. I do talk about body image and eating disorders within this chapter, so if you feel uncomfortable with that or struggle in any way, please feel free to skip ahead in the video. Perception is a very important thing in beauty. One of the most famous interpretations of beauty is that beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And the research backs this up. But what is also important is the perception of your own beauty. Body image, as of 1964, was broadly defined by Schilder as a perception a person has of their own body. This term has been used in order to assimilate physiological, psychological, and social aspects of the human body. Body image is incredibly delicate because it is inextricably tied to self-identity. The body is both a source of self-identity and is an expression of social and personal identity, according to Giddens in 1991, Schilling 1993, referenced by Falk in 1994. In society, where the body is considered a representation of oneself, looking good means mostly the same as looking for sexual attraction. One comment to your body can deeply impact your body image, and confidence is one of the most sought-after skills a model can have. Everyone can face body image issues, but they tend to be prevalent in adolescence. Studies show that obsession with body size and sense of inadequacy start frighteningly early. 80% of 9-year-old suburban girls are troubled about dieting and their weights. Reports like these, coupled with the dramatic rise of eating disorders among young women, are just some of the more noticeable fallout of what Naomi Wolf calls the beauty myth. In 1991, this myth is fueled by a hugely profitable cosmetic, weight loss, and fashion industries. The beauty myths glamorized desires of the ideal body reflect back upon women as a dark vein of self-hatred, physical obsessions, terror of aging, and dread of lost control. These feelings of inadequacy and eating disorders are not a dramatic teenage struggle, but a lifelong problem that plants its roots deeply in your mind and affects your confidence for years to come. Thousands of healthy women around the world view their bodies as defective. The signs are everywhere, from the potentially lethal cosmetic surgery and drugs to the more familiar routines of dieting, curling, crimping, or aerobicizing. Women seek to take control over their ostensible, unruly physical selves. In a study done in the 1980s and 1990s on self-rated sexual attractiveness and body image, compared between men and women, Russian and Finnish participants found that there are a lot of cultural and gendered approaches to body image. Contrary to the several Russian interviewees, none of the Finnish women would admit to be totally satisfied with their bodies. The Finnish women were sometimes very suspicious in regard to the feedback they received from other people. Positive responses did not make them feel secure about the attractiveness of their body. Finland has a bigger connection to Western cultural ideals than Russia, and this study shows evidence that the body mass index has more influence on the sexual attractiveness in Finland than in St. Petersburg. This fleeting feeling of security in one's body in adulthood is consistent throughout all cultures and has disproved the commonplace misconception that eating disorder anorexia nervosa is bound to specific Western localities. Instead, it may have originated in the transnational culture of modernity, characterized by the globalized socioeconomic class, now found in many urban areas of the world, and composed of increased affluence, as well as the globalization of fat phobia and the circulation of biomedical technology. There is a good reasoning to tie Western culture with eating disorders and beauty image, as Western culture surrounding beauty is very detrimental to many men and women. By the modern time, mainstream Western culture largely considered slender bodies exemplary of beauty in women, while the ideal for men ranged from lean to hypermuscular. Images of models in both runway and print promoted these attitudes, as did film and TV. As a result, diet and fitness became a very important part of beauty. Alongside cosmetics, the diet and gym scene only seemed to grow in popularity. Its marketing itself as a component of extended youth and beauty largely impacted its popularity. This business prospered as people sought optimum health and physical attractiveness. In recent years, social media has become the sole culprit newspapers and mommy bloggers blamed on the eating disorder epidemic, but it is just as much advertisements in mental health. Advertisements for cosmetics, hair, and diet products in particular have aligned with promoting self-criticism by encouraging that if a person's physical features do not match up with the ads, the consumer should purchase the product to meet often unrealistic mainstream standards. Moreover, toxic beauty advice shared widely on social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram further contributed to low self-esteem, normalizing unrealistic standards of beauty and promoting the use of potentially harmful beauty practices to achieve such standards. Various studies showed increased levels of depression, guilt, pain, shame, and insecurity when women were exposed to images of other women in physical and online media. Despite this knowledge, customers continue to spend more money on the beauty products year after year. In the 2010s, there was a short period of resistance of the beauty standards as a result of the girl power movement. Popularized by feminists of that period, this movement brought about a refreshing change. Images in advertising and on social media became remarkably more diverse and inclusive of race, body types, and other measures of beauty outside the mainstream standard during the 21st century. Despite this effort and its societal popularity, unrealistic beauty standards remain prevalent in the media. From social media's origins in the 2000s to the modern day, social media's grip on body image and beauty standards gradually got worse, giving room to things like thinspo, ED Twitter/Tumblr, Onyonism, looksmaxing, etc. These internet subcultures became spaces for people with eating disorders or a disordered view of health to reaffirm and motivate each other in pursuing a warped beauty standard and affirming these dangerous behaviors in order to reach these unrealistic beauty standards. The use of filters and Photoshop heavily influenced what made those beauty standards unrealistic in the first place. They are heightening the desire to appear perfect among users, especially teenage girls. When you take a photo of a supermodel or a bodybuilder and face-tune it to a state of inhuman perfection, no pores or fat to be seen, and post it online for anyone to see, you result in beauty standards inching farther and farther away from the average person. Actions such as these have enraged many critics, who consider such editing unrealistic, oppressive, and detrimental to self-confidence. When the word eating disorder is mischaracterized, and characters with those issues are the butt of the joke in the media, the understanding of the word eating disorder and what it is and its danger as a mental illness is often overlooked and misunderstood. One of the earliest characterizations of eating disorders within the media is Cassie Ainsworth in the British teen show Skins, which ran from 2007 to 2013. The show Skins was a raw and vulgar depiction of the teenage experience, and nothing exemplified it that better than its characters. One of them being Cassie Ainsworth, a thin, wide-eyed portrait of a girl struggling to be something unobtainable in her eyes. She became the inspiration of many teenage girls in the earlier years of social media, a whimsical personification of a glitter-wrapped ghost of a character. Cassie's eating disorder stemmed from her desire to be seen. She was this character who, despite being in happy circumstances, with a good home life, with loving parents and good friends, floated through life, and was never focused on or given a lot of attention, and at times misunderstood, which is true to real life, contradictory and complicated. And Cassie ebbed and flowed through recovery and crisis. Cassie's eating disorder was used as a personification of her emotional state. She became famous for her quote,
"I didn't eat for 3 days so I could be lovely."
It became a major inspiration for the early online eating disorder culture. It is often the reason Cassie is so mischaracterized. According to Anti-Heroin's video essay, Cassie Ainsworth starving to be seen, the quote is deceiving, seemingly at appearance-based motivation, preferring to be seen as lovely or beautiful, but is instead be lovely refers to being lovable. Cassie was a fully fleshed out character, and a large part of her character and her eating disorder itself was loneliness. Eating was her control and the center of her attention because she didn't have any individuals to focus on. Throughout later years, social media culture became more fleshed out, and so did communities such as eating disorder communities such as Wangyoungism, Thinspo, and gym culture. With the development came countless inspirations and icons such as Cassie Ainsworth. Some of these icons were celebrities or influencers, and others normal people. Eating disorders are a mental illness as well as a physical illness. Some mental illnesses are inherited or a result of family behavior. The way family behaves around food or what they say about your body or habits in childhood can lead to lifelong eating disorders and mental health problems. One great book that exemplifies this is Elizabeth Kadetsky's autobiography, Modeling School, where she speaks about her experience with a model mother in the middle of the fashion world in New York City. A city often described as an exceptional, three-headed institution of beauty circling the glittering city for all the world to see. She speaks about her and her sister's lives after growing up in this environment, for her sister who became a model and her who did not. Elizabeth lived in a very close-knit family and lived the life as a model in childhood. I dutifully imbued such tricks of the trade as the runway pivot, the skipped meal, the single sweet a day rule, the shoulders back and down rule, the plumb line dropped from the ceiling pulling up the crown of the head, the runway sachet in which the legs kick out from the hips in apparent isolation from all other movement, the gaze fixed upon a single point in the distance, slightly above parallel, the mechanics of holding one's center of gravity very high up in the rib cage. Along the book, it becomes clear how deeply ingrained the codependence and behaviors of her mother came to her, and thinness becoming a sort of religious devotion, with quotes like, "Beauty was thinness, and this state was godly." And something thrilled me about this accelerated process of powering down. My feeling of dazed lightness edged into a state of mania, while my thinness edged into a state of malnutrition. I went to see a doctor at the campus medical clinic of the university where I was then in graduate school. She called it morbid weight loss, and then uttered the phrase to me, anorexia nervosa, like a slur. Shortly after this diagnosis, and moving away from her mother for university, Elizabeth replaced this sort of obsession with being model thin and her mother with another obsession, yoga, eating disorder literature, and being healthy thin. She spoke about these texts and their influence on her psyche. I've recently read something in a text about anorexia, Hunger Strike by Susie Orbach, suggesting that fatness for the anorexic represents folds and folds of uncontrollable needs. A gaping maw was how I saw myself. It was true. As in the clinical picture, I felt shame at my desires, large and fleshy. On the other hand, thinness. I was coming to understand from my readings on admonishment represented a lack of privacy. If becoming healthier meant making a separation from my mother, being thin meant inviting her to absorb me. She also became entranced by Munich's work, and how closely she personally identified with the texts. Munich, however, took this approach one step further by identifying a symbiotic role of parents and other family members, hailing thus from the Family Systems School of Psychology. Munich coined the term anorexic or diminished family. This lay on one extreme of the continuum of family types in which interpersonal boundaries ranged from diminished to permeable to rigid. In a 1978 study on anorexic girls, Munich determined that each came from a family characterized by diminishment, in which, as he described it, each family member was Each member of the family was overly involved with others' feelings and thoughts. Anorexia, he theorized, was an attempt to escape from this, an expression of the sufferer's desire for identity and autonomy. This phenomenon perfectly describes her familial structure and perfectly describes many model-daughter relationships or even mother-daughter relationships due to the deep impact diet culture has had on women. This is shown in the excerpt from the autobiography. I read Munich, as well as other theorists, and began to consider the ways the clinical picture reflected my life. The context of my upbringing, New York City and its Furachi movement, had not in itself caused my anorexia, nor had my intimate contact with the world of fashion. Likewise, yoga could not be blamed. These environmental factors only exacerbated something deeper and pre-existing. Many women, both models and normals, tie their self-worth to their slimness, not only the beauty standards at the time. The average person believes that thin people consider themselves more sexually attractive than heavier individuals, and that the effort taken to be thin is taken more seriously by women than by men, and the research backs up both these claims, finding that slim people seemed to consider themselves sexually more attractive than heavy people, with the exception of St. Petersburg men. They also found that there was a stronger association between slimness and self-sexual assurance among women than men. Just as much as others' perceptions of your beauty can negatively impact your own image of yourself, so can positive social perceptions. Beauty standards are more than frilly cultural norms. They can affect how successful you are in life. This is due to a phenomenon called halo effect. This is a psychological trick caused by evolutionary, socialization, and social expectancy perspectives that make people believe that conventionally physically attractive individuals are viewed as more normal, sociable, friendly, warm, competent, and intelligent than less attractive individuals. This, in turn, makes people treat them better and gives them more opportunities to be successful, even after messing up. The social preference for attractive individuals is true for the opposite as well. Society views unattractive individuals as socially incompetent, so due to the behavioral treatment, they will become more socially incompetent. For example, a man who believes he is ugly will likely expect to be unsuccessful with women. This expectation can result in socially awkward behavior that will confirm his prophecy. People who feel physically attractive or physically unattractive might also attempt to conform to behavior expected of attractive people, as manifested in the physical attractiveness stereotype, ultimately becoming the kind of people predicted by the stereotype, reinforcing it. This effect can influence outcomes such as job interviews to such an extent that economists estimate that attractive people earn 12% more compared to unattractive people. This phenomenon is also sometimes referred to as beautiful is good within society and can often be observed by babies or children's reactions to a beautiful individual smiling at them, which will result in a positive response. Due to this inherent quality, many scientists have speculated the reasoning behind the halo effect. One theory, titled the cognitive averaging theory, hypothesizes that attractive faces are closer to the average person in structure and thus are perceived as more familiar, typical, and face-like than faces that are different from that configuration, e.g., unattractive faces. This halo effect has made physical appearance and beauty unmistakably pervasive and powerful agents in the social world, influencing our conversations, reproductive decisions, and perceptions of both ourselves and others. But is there any validity to these perceptions of competence and talent? While studying attractiveness bias and accurate perceptions of academic performance in relation to the halo effect, Sean N. Thomas and others found that the accuracy of people's perceptions of attractive individuals' traits was suppressed. But that phenomenon is a self-fulfilling prophecy when it comes to intelligence as well. People were seen as smarter than they were and were given more resources and leeway to actually become more intelligent than others. There are 3 facial features found cross-culturally attractive: presence of characteristics at extremes of sexual dimorphism, how strongly masculine, feminine your features are; facial averageness, traits such as clear skin, facial structuring and measurements, shoulder width, waist to hip ratio, etc. And the third trait, symmetry, how similar features look to each other on each side of the face. Anthropologists argue these features are found evolutionarily attractive because of correlations between them and healthy upbringing, signifying quality. What is considered beautiful is very different culturally, because of both cultural importance and lifestyle. Other beauty standards have become societal expectations because of historical factors, such as women's shaving being a societal expectation due to razor companies' advertising. Beauty standards can change how masses of society behave, such as the use of makeup, dieting, cosmetic, surgery, and gym culture. An argument that systematically men prefer traits found in adolescent females in comparison to their age-appropriate counterparts has come up. And this has been found true when considering societal behavior, but has not been confirmed through research. Every body type has fit the beauty standard throughout history. Currently, mainstream media plays a large part in Western beauty culture and has brought many new industries. The importance of beauty standards in society is also important to your psyche and can impact. The importance of beauty standards in society is also important to your psyche, as they can impact your treatment in society and your self-identity. When your body image is overwhelmingly negative, you can develop eating disorders such as When your body image is overwhelmingly negative, you can develop eating disorders seen in characters as Cassie Ainsworth or fashion model families, or more likely the average woman. Eating disorders are mental and physical issues that often begin in adolescence and can affect your entire life. The culture you surround yourself with can make it better or worse. When society treats attractive individuals better than the average person, a halo effect occurs, where they are given better treatment and become better people, fulfilling a prophecy called the halo effect. We can use science to understand beauty as a cultural ideal in the way it interacts with the media, advertising, and society as a whole. And on screen, I'm going to list all of my works cited. I really hope you enjoyed my video essay, and if you'd like to check out more, if you really enjoyed this video and would like to think about it more or find out more, feel free to do your own research, and I will leave you with this question. Do you think beauty is inherent? Babies know what is beautiful as seen under the halo effect, or as a result of cultural ideals and your own family situation, and is man-made. Comment down below your thoughts, and I really hope you enjoyed this video, as I really enjoy this topic and would love to learn more about it, and will continue to do so. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye!